Good morning everyone, today we'll be making a quick flip through newest general handbook for Age of Sigmar. Of course, on the first pages we have some fluff and content of the book. There is of course a code to be redeemed, so we could access this on the new mobile app. So let's see another pages. So this is of course describes what is match play, what is season rules, the players code that they should abide by, fluff and lore for the season while we are fighting. If you want, you can pause and read this, and of course match play battle pack, so how the games will be played. There are of course 12 scenarios that can be randomly chosen. What's very nice about this season that all these scenarios were previously in this game, so they are fun favorites that return. There are rules for setting up the battlefield, so normal rules that players just set up themselves board, or the players can use already predetermined places on the field where the terrain can be placed. And we will be seeing this on the later pages. There are of course recommended battlefield sizes. What changed here is that 1000 points battles are now recommended for a small board size. I don't know if this is alright changes. I preferred 1000 point battles to be played on bigger battlefield, but we will see. Another change is that glorious victory is awarded if one player has at least 5 victory points more than their opponent. So maybe we'll be seeing more minor victories, as it never really come out in actual play. Of course, there is some rules about what publications, what books are legal, and seasonal rules for this general handbook. As you can see here, in this season we will be having a honor guard, so one unit from a general detachment will be having some extra rule. There are universal battle tactics that are of course available in the core rules, and every Grand Alliance will be getting 2 battle tactics. If you want to read them, you can of course pause and do so. There is also a scoring sheet. Very nice to include this. Maybe some people will be using their method of scoring because there is a new thing in this book, that is a tournament organizer pack that describes how players should be paired, how they should be ranked in the ladder. It's something new that Games Workshop never really thought about, so people always come out with their own scoring system like 20-0 or win, draw, loses, or other different system for ranking players. So maybe with the recommendations it will be made so that everyone uses the same rules for their tournaments. As you can see in this tournament organizer pack, we have everything about how to write it well, how many rounds should be there to play it, and how long the tournament will last, how long rounds should have time to play games. About awards, logistic, venue, number of players, terrain, food, tickets, judges, well, everything that a new aspiring tournament organizer should know about. And they also have nice simple primer that you can just fill out, print, and give it on the event page to players that want to participate. But coming back to scenarios, we have a very basic scenario, probably played the most because this is one of the best introductionary scenario for new players, for objectives. Score less points for your objective, a little bit more for the center objectives, and big victory points for objective in opponent field. And they're also introducing terrain layout maps where terrain should go. And as you can see on the top of this terrain layout map, there is also described that this terrain map can be used in other scenarios. So as tournament organizer, you can set up this one table and use it for border war, focal points, shifting objectives, and other scenarios listed there without changing the board. So this will quicken a little bit tournaments, so because players doesn't have to shift terrain around. And of course, this is a little bit easier for tournament organizer because some terrain will require like 4 obscuring terrain pieces, and not everyone have that many forests and trees. Of course, there are some smaller terrain and bigger terrain. Small terrain is 7 by 7 inches, big terrain is 7 by 12 inches. And there are other scenarios. Of course, we'll be just going through them. If you want, you can pause them and read them. Of course, some scenarios, even if they come back from the past, they're a little bit changed. One of these scenarios will be, of course, Scorched Earth, because you no longer removed an objective and gain additional victory points. In this scenario, if I remember correctly, you just oh no, you just removed from play, but you don't get additional victory points, it seems, from removing this objective. But in the better part of VAR, this is completely changed how you score. As you remember, it was, I think, like 2 years ago, you scored these victory points equal to the rounds you control this objective. So 1 round was 1 victory point, 2 rounds is 2 victory points, 3 and 4 was like 4 victory points, and for 5 rounds was 8 victory points. I think I may be wrong about this, but they completely changed scoring in this one. So maybe this will be a better scenario, because I remember that the original better part of Valor was not very fun to play. Of course, the best scenario comes back, the Vice, where the objectives go to the middle, so a little bit like Battle Royale style. We also have close to the chest. Limited resources, a scenario that some player may like, some player dislike very much. And we come back to Tournament Organizer pack. Of course, we'll be moving now to the Endless spells. As you may know, Endless spells are now mandatory to bring. Well, maybe not mandatory, but they are free, so it would be stupid not to bring them. And now they are split to different roles. Crownspine is now an endless spell, which is interesting idea, let's say. And of course, after you summon them, they are placed on the field, and they are treated sometimes like units, sometimes like not. It's also a little bit of a mess, I think. So there are these endless spells. And we come to the core rules. This is just a copy paste from the core book, and you can find these core rules online. Of course, it's very nice to have them on hand, so that's one reason why I picked up a physical copy of the General's Handbook. On the back we have a Citadel terrain list that describes their sizes, how many terrain pieces are per terrain feature. If you want to use Games Workshop terrain, of course, most people will probably using some third party or self-built terrain. There is also an army roster. I don't think anyone will be using something like this, but this is nice that they included this. And rules reference, also nice that they included this, and on the back also rules reference. So that will be everything. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day. Bye.